I was here one day and someone came and she said, oh, her hair is breaking. And to be fair, they recognized the stylist recognized
hair breaking.
And they said, oh, they want to do a treatment called break up with breakage. And they said, oh, auntie, what style are you going to do after this? She said, oh, she's going somewhere else to braid.
They always do it.
And so Amina says, oh, then we can't do that treatment because it's oil. There's
going to be oil in it.
Yes. Because we don't know how they will straighten the hair when she's not here. And then I said to her, then why don't you advise her not to braid her hair?
They won't listen.
Like, her hair is breaking. This is not actually time to be braiding.
Yes.
So, people want fantastic, right?
And they don't want the commitment that it will take.
They want fantastic edges. Like, okay, yes, today we're on this podcast, so I have gelled my edges for the purposes
she barely does.
But I barely do this. I think they only gel it when I'm very light gel when I come into the style. But the rest of the time, I let my edges grow freely and wildly. I'm very happy and proud of that.
Yes.
So,
Yes. I mean, you've said she's almost gone through the whole podcast. Hello and welcome to another episode of My Hair Journey with Jasmine Harrison. With me, Jasmine Harrison. So first of all, I just want to really appreciate everyone that has taken out the time, taking out part of your resources, because we know data costs some money, right? You've taken out some of your data, some of your time to watch through the videos and to leave comments, to share with your friends, to share with family, and to like. We are so grateful for your support, and we look forward to having more people follow us to share these stories with people and really impact lives. That is our goal here, is to impact lives, to make people better, to make them see themselves better and become better versions of themselves. We also want to appreciate all our previous guests and our guests that will be coming up. We look forward to seeing more people here and to having people come here and share their hair stories with us that eventually would change our perspectives about how we see our hair and how we experience life in general. Today we have another amazing guest. A really, really amazing guest today. I mean, this is a powerhouse that moves. She's been very impactful to my business, to my personal life. Her and her mom, just watching their lives has actually really, really influenced me in very positive ways. She's a managing partner with a leading law firm in Nigeria. She is a beast in the gym world. Like, you should see what this woman lifts. I don't even like going through her lifting videos because it's intimidating. She is a beast in marathons. I mean, talk about lifting, talk about running marathons. And then she's an extremely disciplined human being. And it has translated into every area of her life, including her hair journey. We've seen her hair blossom from one level to another since we've known her. We've known for more than how many years now? Over 5 years, I think. And I cannot take credit for the amount of growth that we've seen with her hair, with the amount of, blossoming that has become of her hair journey. She takes over 70% responsibility of her hair journey. Please help me make very welcome EMOKINOVO DAFE-AKPEDEYE.
Thank you very much, Jasmine.
No,
you did very well. You showed that you're from the South, so that's good.
Thank you so much for coming on this show.
Thank you for
I know how
having me.
busy your schedule is. As I said, she's a walking powerhouse.
I'm very happy to be here.
But you made yourself available.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
And thank you for having me.
Yes.
I've never been on a hair channel before.
Are you serious?
No. I've watched many hair channels, but I've never been on one. So
With
I'm very
your
happy.
glorious hair.
Yes.
So we get to break the ice.
Yes. And I'm really glad to be here. I think I loved what you're doing. I've watched the last 2 episodes and you had fantastic guests. I mean, I know Anne from, coming to the salon.
Yes.
And I think what was interesting for me was we all spoke about when she was going to cut her hair.
Yes, you were here.
And then all of a sudden, I watched your Instagram one day and she cut her hair. So that was interesting. I've threatened to cut my hair as well, but don't worry, I won't follow through.
Please. Every time she tells me, she leaves a comment. So would you give in to cutting my hair now? And I'm walking away. I'm not listening to this. Thank you so much for coming on. So straight into it. I'm going to start by, we know how, look at that mane. As in,
yes.
And this style has been in for over...
This is the second week.
2 weeks.
Yep.
And look at how glorious it looks. It's so gorgeous.
Yes.
And this is actually, we're going to get to that part. This is part of your lifestyle.
Exactly.
Easy styles that look beautiful. But has it always been like this with you? Have you always had glorious hair? Have you always had a good relationship with your hair?
That's a very long journey. And we'd have to go back to maybe even primary school to start that conversation. I think, all of us that were brought up in the 90s and the early millennium was all about relaxing your hair. So my hair is really tough. So people see my hair today and say, oh, you have beautiful hair. But it was very tough growing up, breaking combs and all that. So I started, my mom started relaxing my hair from when I was in primary school. So I was relaxing my hair for years. And, relaxing comes with its challenges. We all know how they want your hair to cook very well. So there were burns sometimes. And then there were issues with damage. So my hair the color started changing. And so when I was leaving secondary school, I decided I was going to cut my hair.
By yourself?
Yeah. Everyone was shocked because this is me that cried. I literally cried when my mom suggested when I was going to boarding school that I should cut my hair. We had to get counsel. In fact, it was a whole thing. And then she let me keep my hair. So when after secondary school, said I'm going to cut my hair, everyone was like, you cut your hair. It's impossible. So I let it grow out for 12 weeks and then I cut it off. Now at the time, there wasn't any real passion to go natural, right? So this is 2006 we're talking about now. So I just cut it off. I said, okay, I want it to grow. I want it to be healthy again, and then we'll see how it goes. So I did that for a couple of years. I was doing that through A-levels, university, and I just left it natural, right? I wanted it to grow. It was growing nicely. Sometimes I'd have it. I stopped relaxing. So sometimes I have a fro. I put it in braids, weaves, all sorts of things, right? And then towards the end of my first degree, a friend of mine was, talking about going natural and, how interesting that would be and all that. I said, okay, no problem. So she told me about it. She showed me some YouTube channels towards. Then it was only African Americans that were really going natural. So we had likes of Natural. Everyone was natural.
And they had curly.
And they had really curly hair. I tried some things that didn't work. Wash and go, not for me, right? And so I started that journey. From 2011, that's when I started to probably take care of my hair. So 5 years I was natural, but not really knowing what to do, right? It was mostly you wash your hair, you have to blow it out, right? And I didn't know any better. But from that 2011, I started to take care of the hair, knew about products, silicons,
parabens,
exactly, clarifying, all that language started coming up, and I understood about, you wash the hair, you deep condition, you moisturize, you seal. I had that basic knowledge. Now, at the time, I was a little bit of a product junkie, right? So when any new thing comes, say, oh, it's raining now, I would buy it. And so that happened. Let's say I did that for about another 3 to 4 years. Yeah, and then I came back to Nigeria, and at the time I was doing my hair myself. So because it was England, so I couldn't, I couldn't afford.
You can't go patronizing.
And also I didn't know anyone that actually was really doing natural hair. So I used to do it myself. I would put it in like maybe 6 plaits or 8 plaits. And then when I wanted to style, I would do buns and things like that for special occasions. So yeah, there were times like that, which was really cool and interesting. And then I came back to Nigeria. It was a little bit rocky at the start because, again, I didn't really know many places. So when I served in Lagos, that's when I found out about Careless. And then I went there for a while, and that was all nice and good. And then I moved back to Abuja. Same thing. Struggled a little bit to find someone that could do my hair. And then my friend, Rachel, I met her in 2018 at a conference. And I loved her hair. And I said, oh, where did you do your hair? And then she mentioned Jasmine Harrison. So I said, okay, I will come. And I came to do my hair in time just for that conference. So I had a debate and things coming up, and I wanted a fantastic style. So I remember Amina and Miss Messi were the ones here. So I came very late, I think about 4 or 5 o'clock, and they were very lovely. They asked me what I wanted. I said I want a nice updo. And so they did a lovely updo for me.
Oh, wow.
They blew out my hair a bit. And then they said, oh, auntie, next time we won't blow out so much because your hair has volume, right? And that was the first time someone had wanted to do a style for me and told me I didn't really need to over blow out my hair. That was interesting for me because before now, every time you want to do a style,
just heat.
But people won't realize that this style I have on today, I mean, I can show the camera.
Zero heat here.
There's zero heat on this hair. And I'm very happy because people see my hair and I'm like, oh my God, your hair is so lovely. How did you? I'm like, it's just my hair. It's really just my hair. And you just have to take care of it. You have to be willing to put in the work. It's like you say, discipline. Obviously, you can't be in the salon 24/7. So you come to the salon at most once every fortnight. And then the rest of the time, what do you do?
What do you do?
And that's the challenge, right? A lot of people don't understand how to take care of their hair when they're not in the salon.
That's a problem.
And even when you come into the salon, I know I'm speaking a lot, but it's very important. Even when you come into the salon, what styles do you do? What treatments do you do? My stylist, my regular stylist here, Amina, every time someone wants to maybe color their hair, because my hair is slightly colored now, she'll say to them, oh, no, you can't follow this auntie.
Yes.
And they'll say, oh, why? They'll like, she treats her hair every fortnight.
Constant.
Every time she comes into the salon, she treats her hair. Many of people come and they don't treat their hair. They just say, oh, wash it and
just wash it
and put it in style. In fact, I was here one day and I criticized Amina for this. I was here one day and someone came and she said, oh, her hair is breaking. And to be fair, they recognized the stylist recognized it was
hair
breaking. And they said, oh, they want to do a treatment called break up with breakage. And they said, oh, auntie, what style are you going to do after this? She said, oh, she's going somewhere else to braid.
They always do it.
And so Amina says, oh, then we can't do that treatment because it's an oil. There's going to be oil in it. And all that, because we don't know how they will straighten the hair when she's not here. And then I said to her, then why don't you advise her not to braid her hair?
They won't listen.
Like, her hair is breaking. This is not actually the time to be braiding.
Yes.
So, people want fantastic hair, right?
And they don't want the commitment that it will take.
They want fantastic edges. Like, okay, yes, today we're on this podcast, so I have gelled my edges for the purposes
of this. But she barely does.
But I barely do this. I think they only gel it when I'm very light gel when I come into the style. But the rest of the time, I let my edges roam freely and wildly. I'm very happy and proud of that.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I mean, you've said she's almost gone through the whole podcast. But there's, one thing I drew out of what you said is learning your hair.
Exactly.
That part you cannot overemphasize.
No.
Because a stylist cannot learn your hair for you. You're the one who would know. You even knew the stylist that you needed.
Exactly.
By learning it. You tried it out and you found out this works for me. And you stick to it. But a lot of people want to. You also said something. The last episode we had, please go back and rewatch. I beg you. It's very, very important because all of these things are piling up to something very fantastic. The last episode we had, I drew out a point that said everybody, every natural begins with being a product junkie. That is
it's the process.
It's the process. It comes with the territory. You cannot be a first-time natural and not be a product junkie, except if you're not willing to spend money.
Exactly.
Hair, everything we do in life costs some kind of money. It costs some kind of, money that you have to spend. So you first start up by being a product junkie, but then finally you find what works for you.
Precisely.
And you need to discipline yourself to bring yourself to that point where you say, this works for me. I'm sticking to it. I also started up being a product junkie and then I found Cantu.
Okay.
I liked Cantu a lot because it was cheap, it was affordable. And then, the living conditions.
It's huge.
Huge tub. And my hair loved it.
Right.
But then again, as a natural, your hair comes to a point where it might get tired of a certain product or the product stops working for that very phase in your hair journey.
And you have to remember as well, formulations change.
Yes.
So I think because you mentioned Cantu and I used to use Cantu, and I got to a point where I was like, oh, I'm not sure about this product anymore, you know. And you know, I used the hair coach at some point during COVID.
Yes,
as well.
You said so.
Yeah, and I changed products. So you know, when we say don't be a product junkie, we don't mean never change a product.
Never change your product. We're just saying
don't change endlessly.
Yes.
And wait for a product to work.
To work.
You know, you can't use a product once and say, oh, I'm done.
It's not working.
It's not working. You have to use it consistently for a couple of months.
Yes.
And then decide, okay, this product is not for me.
Yes.
And it's not every product. Again, going back to when I first started, when we have Naptra and the rest, their hair is totally different. Their texture totally different from mine. So I can't do what, you know, they would do. I think I told you the story of when I tried to do a wash and go.
She always tells me,
wash and go to where? Wash and go to where? My hair stuck. I mean, I'm in cold England, so the hair is drying even faster. So my hair was literally sticking to my head. I had to run, get a spray bottle, spray it out, and then like do the twist again. So then I knew that, you know,
this is not for you.
But I tried it. It's fine to try things, but just know when
what works and stick to it.
And you just delete it from your routine, you know. Some people will say, oh, and this happens a lot. I think we're talking about this the last time I was in salon, that, oh, natural hair isn't professional.
We're talking about it.
And I struggle with that notion, because it's the hair that grows out of our head, for goodness sake. It's the hair that God has given us. So you can't say it's not professional. There are ways. I mean, you have your hair in a bun today. I have my hair in flat twist and in a style. You can have your hair even all back. You can have your hair so many different ways. So to say that your hair isn't professional, then you just aren't taking care of your hair. That's how I read it, as opposed to saying your hair can't look nice.
I agree.
You know, so
I agree.
There's also that issue, and obviously that comes from colonialism, all the issues of people wanting straight hair, Disney hair as well when we're children.
Disney really messed us up for a very long time. We wanted princess hair. If I wanted the color in the hair, you hear pink, I want to do pink. And even now, we still have some children coming and want pink braids.
Interesting.
Because they want color in their hair.
Yeah.
You know, I encourage exploring, but I feel there has to be a limit where you draw the line and say, you need to love yourself.
Exactly.
Accept yourself. I know how long it took you to color your hair.
Yeah.
It's a
huge decision.
It was a very huge decision. Yeah. And once you made the decision to color your hair, you also made a decision to say, look, I'm not going to get back from where I'm coming from.
Exactly.
I'm going to keep going forward. My hair is going to grow. So every time you see, like, it looks like there's about to be a setback, I see you deliberately making efforts to make it work. And the hair is growing, like it has defined.
And actually, I've colored it a couple of times now.
You have.
I have. I mean, before you met me, I had already colored my hair once.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I colored it in the US once. And that was fine. And that was I was really hesitant coloring in Nigeria as well, because I wasn't sure of the products. Sure, I wasn't sure if the hair would be resilient enough to take the color. So there were a lot of issues for me coloring here. But I've colored hair twice now.
Yes, you have.
In Nigeria, and it's fine. I will say, if you're gonna color your hair, you need to take care of it.
You do.
You need to be ready to do the work. It takes a lot of deliberate activities. Let's call it that.
Yes.
Like, for instance, when I color my hair, every time I come in, we will complain for like a month or two. It's a struggle because the hair is dry. It's really, really dry.
And brittle.
So you have to do a lot of deep conditioning. You have to do hot oil treatments. You have to, like, there's a whole lot you have to do. And you have to moisturize more.
Yes.
So now, because of the kind of products I use, I can get away with 3-4 days of not doing anything. But when I initially colored my hair, it had to be like every other day.
Yes.
Because the hair is so
get
brittle.
back what you've lost.
And then seasons matter. Raining versus dry.
Very true.
In fact, this salon they know I'm like, oh, I love raining season for my hair, because my hair stays moisturized, because there's a lot of moisture in the air, during rainy season. But in dry season, the reverse is the case.
Why are you not a hair coach, by the way?
I don't
We're
know.
going to have this conversation some other time.
There's no time. How can I do everything?
Because a wealth of knowledge.
I'm in this game for a while now. 2011.
Yes.
It was a business.
You would have gone very far.
If I was doing this as a business, you know, before we had the blow up on Instagram.
Of natural hair.
Now we have all sorts of people who they say they are natural hair influencers. I was like, wow, this could have been me.
Wow.
Could have been me. Anyway.
So one thing I wanted to ask you is, I know you set goals in life. There was a time that you were very big on setting goals for your fitness.
Yeah.
Do you also set hair goals for yourself? I've come
off that problem. I say problem because with hair, yes, you can treat it, you can be nice to it, you can do all the right things, but you just have to leave it. It's something that will take a life of its own. Like sometimes I come to the salon and be like, auntie, this your hair is really good. I'm like, oh, really?
I didn't notice.
It's not something for me. It's more about the health of the hair. So what I'm focused on and what my goal, if that could be a goal, is the hair healthy? How does it feel to touch? So when I come into the salon, what are they, because that's the best time, right? Because I don't really manipulate my hair except I'm coming in, right? Yes. So when I come in, how does it feel to touch before and after the treatment? Because there should be a little bit of difference. So I shouldn't come in and I'm going out the same way I came in. And then over a period of time, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, what's that looking like? If I can say in a year, for instance, I haven't really had any challenges with my hair in terms of dryness, in terms of itchy scalp, in terms of just the overall look and feel of the hair, then I think I've met my goal for that year. Okay. So I no longer focus on, there was a time I really wanted waist-length hair. Yeah. There was a time I was really, even during COVID, because we're bored, right? Yes. So I was like,
a lot of time on our hands.
It'd be really nice. And I was like measuring, I had a tape and all that. And I said to myself, no need. It's not worth it. This hair will grow. You do the right thing. My dad says one thing, enjoy the process. Wow. If you do the right thing, take the right steps, results will come.
Period.
There's no need to be overly, did my hair grow an inch this month? First of all, most people, their hair don't even grow an inch a month.
Doesn't.
So you'll be quite disappointed.
Listen, I played back. Because I've said this over and over and over again.
So there's a lot of, I feel like in the natural hair community, we're prone to disappointment.
Yes.
So why do I say that? You go online and you have to be careful with the online market. You go online and someone has gorgeous long hair. They're doing fantastic style, forgetting that there's cameras, there's lights, there's focus on the hair at that point in time. Maybe if you see the person in real life, not that the hair won't be gorgeous, but it won't be as vibrant as it looks
what you
on
see.
Social media,
yes.
Right? And then you're looking at your hair, it's a teeny weeny fro. And what's the possibility that this hair is going to grow into that person's hair? Don't look at that. Don't compare yourself. Start the process. Start taking care of your hair. Start gaining knowledge about hair. Because the problem a lot of us have is, for instance, some people meet me in salons or in pharmacies or whatever, and they say, I really like your hair. What products are you using? I'm always skeptical in answering that question. First of all, I accept that my products currently are expensive. Yes. I won't even mention the name of the product. DM me if you want the name. I will accept that my products are expensive. But you don't have to use my products.
So let me just quickly push in this question because you're about to answer the question. Products matter.
Yeah.
But are they miracle workers? Please tell them.
He's not a miracle working God. So products matter to the extent that a product can work for your hair and you can use it consistently. Products matter. And I'll say this because, there was a time we're all into typing of hair, type 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. What am I, 4C, 4B? All those. First of all, I've moved away from those typing, right? Because actually I found that my hair changed in texture. It does change. Right? So before I would be a typical 4C. Yes. But because of treatment over time, I think I'm between a B and a C now, right? You are. So hair texture change. So I've moved away from that. The other thing is that what product works for me may not work for you. So it's very difficult for me to say, this is a magic product. Oh, this is the product. There was one time Shebe powder it was raining at a point in time, and everybody was looking for it. They said the hair will grow like magic. Yes. It worked for some. It didn't work for some.
Kaka oil, that's horrible smelling oil.
Everyone was on it. Jojoba oil. Also, in fact, this natural hair company, we spend money.
I tell you.
If you want to be a product junkie. But just do the basics. What are the basic?
Basics.
Clarify, condition, moisturize.
Are you writing?
Seal. So that's clarify, condition, moisturize, seal.
Yes.
These are the basic 4. Other things can be imputed. For instance, like I'm coming to the salon later today to get my hair done.
Yes.
And I'll do a hot oil treatment. Why? We notice that my hair responds great
very well
to that.
too.
But guess what? The reason why I don't like doing it is because I have to do double treatment on that day. I can't just do a hot oil. I have to do hot oil and still moisturize because my hair needs the moisture.
Yes.
My hair is very susceptible to the environment if I don't moisturize. Other people may be able to get away with just doing a hot oil treatment on a particular day. I cannot get away with that. Another thing, protein and condition is a balance. Now, again, my protein treatment is expensive.
Oh, wow. We all know.
I don't want to say it, but
we don't
it's
point
expensive.
to fear.
But the bottle lasts like over a year.
Yes, it does.
So, like, it's expensive. I mean, it costs like a lot.
It costs a lot. But she will send you the woman's product.
But it lasts a long time.
It does.
And I like it because unlike other protein treatments that you have to do the protein first and then the moisture, it's a combo treatment. So you pour it into your deep conditioner and you use it and it doesn't make your hair brittle. Okay. So that's the reason why I like that particular product. But again, if a product has been working for you,
use it.
Continue to use the product. Don't say EMOKINIOVO said that she wants a product that mixes well with her conditioner.
I wish we actually did like an afro or a
right.
This woman's hair is long. It doesn't matter. I think I'm going to. Okay, you're doing your hair in the salon.
Yeah, today.
So I will do a back.
Right, do a video.
Yes, to show you guys the length of this. It's not just the length.
It's the health.
You said the health of the hair. Hair is beautiful. It's lush. Like it doesn't fight your fingers when you're working with it.
And that did not used to be the case.
It didn't used to be the case, as you said.
I used to have a time, me and the salon, we're not friends. We're not friends. And I think a lot of children born in the 90s are suffering from that trauma.
Yes.
So the salon is not a great place for us.
So you hear a lot of talk like, my hair never grows.
Right.
My hair is so strong. And I'm like, have you worked with it? No, I just braid. Exactly.
You wash and braid. Even the so-called people that are going natural. Okay, how far is your natural hair journey? Say, I've been braiding, and I'm like, but this hair is not going to grow now. If you keep braiding it.
Braiding back to back.
And you want it to grow. How?
How is that going to
And not everybody's hair is as resilient. Yes, I started my natural hair journey in 2006. And I was either consistent braider or I used to fix weaves. But my hair is a little bit more resilient than the average hair.
Yes, yes.
So your hair might break faster than mine. Even the edges. My edges are if you look at my edges, they're very forward. They are almost, sometimes they touch
your eyebrow.
So they're very forward, right? And so even if I can take more breakage.
Unlike our own. This one is my grandfather's.
I can take more breakage, right? So even if my edges break a little bit, you won't notice it as much as the next person.
Yes, the next person.
Right. So you can't do Ghana weaving back to back to back to back. In fact, if your edges, if you have problem with your edges, abandon Ghana weaving for now.
Yes. Like for me, I keep braids. I love braids. I've always loved braids. But I keep braids too. If I'm really happy that year, twice a year.
Great. Okay.
If not, it's just once a year. The girls have always known. And I would go extra with
I know you have very long.
Yes, very long braids because why not? Really, if you're going to do it, do it. But you find people going from braids to Ghana weaving to this, to
crochet.
That, to crochet.
That's another thing. I just want to talk a little bit about crochet because I have done crochet once in my entire life. I found it to put a lot of pressure on my hair.
Okay.
So some people, it works great for them.
Yes, it does.
But for me, I found it to put pressure. And then, again, it's not something you want to do back to back.
Anything that is in the excess is not good.
So this is part of the problem with the natural hair community because you still want the style to pop. You want to come out and there's a presence, right? You want it to look amazing. But there's a balance. Not every time. Sometimes allow the hair to breathe. Allow the hair to just be its own. Wear an afro. There's nothing wrong with a fro.
There's nothing wrong with a fro.
Have the mini fro. Get those lovely bands.
What made us
pack it up.
But in our father's days, they used to walk around with afros.
I don't know what happened.
So when did it become unprofessional?
I have no idea.
Because even husbands now don't want their sons to keep afros.
Yeah. But that one has been a thing for a while.
But what about in the days when they were keeping afros?
I don't know. I can't help them.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So all of that. Okay, so with all of this now, you said, what I've been hearing more and more is routines.
Right.
Repetition. And discipline.
Very important.
Now, the issue is discipline. For someone who is, I won't say you're naturally disciplined. I would say that you've groomed yourself.
You build it.
Yes. You build your discipline level. I mean, you see what this woman lifts.
Yeah, back to the lifting again. I did run this morning before coming.
She didn't run before coming here. I barely just woke up.
Just 4 kilometers. I promise you, just 4.
I barely just woke up. He was sleeping like the guy behind the camera was sleeping in the chair. And someone has done a run.
Just 4 kilometers.
She'll come here and still go to work.
Yes.
Okay, so I can't dare to have that level of tenacity. I want to,
It's built up over time.
Yes.
So I say to people, pick the area of your life that is the easiest for you.
Okay.
You build on discipline. So why, for me, the workout, like, I've always been athletic to an extent. Like, I ran track in school, all the way to even up to university. I only stopped because I was in a cold climate and my mother said she didn't send me to England to die. So that was why I stopped running, with a team and all that. So I've always done that. So I took an area of my life where I know comes easily to me, and I built on discipline there. So when you build on one area of your life, it's easy for you to translate it into other areas. Right? So if it's whatever it is, if it is cooking even, and you build on that and you say, okay, I'm going to meal prep, for instance, every week.
Every week.
So I'm meal prepping for 3 days, I'm meal prepping for 4 days. Build on that discipline. It will transmit into other areas of your life.
I agree.
The most disciplined people they were not thrown into this earth as disciplined people. They built on something. They had a foundation, and that's how it will translate into your hair. And you will gain the discipline. And because it's not every day I want to wake up. This morning was pretty hard. I was quite enjoying my sleep.
Yeah, I see your feed sometimes, and that made it more relatable.
Exactly.
Where you say it was difficult today, but I got it done.
And you feel better for it. It's the same thing with your hair. Just think of your hair as a project. A never ending project at that.
Never ending. Unless if you want to go bald.
Exactly. But think of it as a project that, okay, I want to commit some time. And it doesn't have to be a lot of time. That's another thing. People think, I'm going to spend 10 hours. I'm going to be doing this, buying this product, do that. Find a salon like yours now, Jasmine Harrison, and come. Let them help you. Okay. Madam.
Build a system.
Okay, this is your hair. These are the issues. Let's be doing this treatment maybe every 2 weeks. In the interim, you can moisturize, you can do this, you can do that. You can even get some advice on products. Try them out. If they work for you, fine. If they don't work, you change, right? And don't necessarily use the most expensive products.
This is true.
Right? I built up to a point where I'm happy to spend that amount of money on these products. But I wasn't always like that. There was a time where I was like, no, give me the cheaper option. Like, no. I'm happy to use that option. And it worked for the time, for that time. But then it's a journey. As you grow in an industry, let's call it that. You want to use something that you feel is better or the best product for you at that time. And that's why I use what I use now, right? Which again, I'm not going to mention.
Oh my God, this secret.
It's precious. Well, I'm sure if someone follows me now on Instagram, they'll know.
I think you should let them know. I think if you care, you
okay. So the lady I use her product. She's based in the UK, but she has people that stock her product. So her name is Anyton Hair Coach on Instagram.
We all know her.
Yeah. So she's really good. She has a range of products now. She even has some tools. Like I have the pins, I have the comb.
That comb.
Let's not talk about that.
Hide it.
Not that, you have someone else that uses the comb and the whole drama about that. But no, I think her products are pretty,
yes, they
are
do
pretty
work.
good. I mean, of course, because she's based in the UK, so there are issues in terms of the costs. Because I think when you translate it to Naira now, given the currency issues, it is more expensive. But the great part of it, the product lasts. So the protein defense, for instance, I can talk about that one because I really like that product. It lasts me over a year. So yeah, I spent a lot of money on it, but
it gives you your results.
And it lasts
for a while.
So I can justify it in my expense sheet.
Yes, it makes sense.
Exactly.
If it lasts up to a year, then why not?
How many other things do you do that are frivolous?
True.
And I mean, some people do their nails every week. Or
my husband will say, "You buy pizza. How much is pizza? How much is a box of pizza?"
Exactly.
And this is more important.
Save your pizza money.
Yes.
And buy the products that can help you.
Yes, improve you.
Exactly.
I mean, this is. I was looking forward to this session.
Good. I'm glad.
And I'm glad I'm not disappointed. Like it's almost like listening to myself talk. And I'm pleased. Why I want people to watch this is that they feel when we are talking, we're talking because we want to make some money off them.
Right.
Coming from a professional standpoint, it's now like, oh, you just want me to pay you the bill and get it done. But when you hear it from a client, you hear it from an everyday person, you now know that this is actually
it's possible.
true.
And that there's a possibility that your hair can grow and flourish. Because I think that's the problem we have now. There's a dichotomy between, and this happens between the haves and the have-nots. So people feel on one side, these people have hair. Oh, great. Their genetic they have genetic predisposition to good hair. And in a way, yes, some people do have genes that mean that their hair grew faster.
True.
But they still have to work.
They still have to put in the work.
It's like an athlete. You could naturally be a fast runner, but if you don't train, somebody will beat you. It's the same thing with hair.
This is true.
If you don't treat the hair nicely, the hair will break. You will have, receding hairline. Things will happen to you. So you still need to, no matter what your genetic predisposition is, you still need to
put in the work.
The hair well. And if you're one that, oh yes, your hair doesn't grow at a fast rate, then you need to just be committed. Be committed to the plan. Tell yourself, okay, you know what? Just like I am committed to other things, I'm going to be committed to this. And you can actually pray over your hair.
Yes.
People don't realize that. They think it's silly. You can pray over the hair. Say, this hair that I'm putting all this effort into.
You have to grow.
You have to flourish.
You have to flourish. I mean, the word of God even says that He's interested.
Exactly.
Even to the very last strand of your hair.
After all, He knows. He has numbered them.
He knows them. He knows them by number. So He's interested in. So, this goes back to what you're saying, predisposition to be a certain way. So people look at me and say, Jasmine, you have good hair now.
And you do have good
hair. No, I do have good hair. Thank God for my mother. I thank God for her, and her mother's mother. Whoever dashed me this hair.
It's really good.
But I know I have fast growing hair. I have manageable hair.
That's another thing.
However, Emo, if I close up to deep conditioning, protein treatments, steam therapy, scalp massages for just a month, you would notice.
Really?
You would notice. People don't know the amount of work that goes into my hair. That was part of the reasons why I cut it. Because it was taking a large chunk of and you knew I wouldn't come here and sit in a chair.
Yeah, that's true.
I was making money, so I felt that chair that I'm going to fill in, I would rather be making money on that chair.
Yeah.
Yes. So I would want to, and then I enjoyed doing my hair. I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah. And your daughter has lovely hair too.
Thank you. Her hair is growing. Her hair wasn't doing well at first.
Yeah.
And that brings back to what you said, you can pray over your hair. When I started praying over her hair and speaking positively into her hair, it started thriving. And we're where we are today.
Exactly.
So people feel like because you're predisposed to having good hair, it should come easy to you. It still doesn't come easy to us. We put in the work. There's a lot of discipline that goes into it. There's a lot of sacrifice.
Sacrifice. That's a very powerful word, sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Yeah. Sometimes, I have to plan things.
Yes.
So I'll be like, okay, so we're going to swim. Swimming is a very difficult thing for a naturalist. I think I saw... There was a time Kemi Lewis was swimming a lot.
Yes, and it affected her hair.
No, but she even spoke a lot about things she'd had to do to help the hair. Apart from having the swimming cap, I think some people even drench the hair in a lot of leave-in conditioner to help protect the hair. So there are certain things you have to think about a little bit more if you're going to take the natural hair journey seriously.
Yes.
Some people would rather not. Just put it in braids.
You see, and this is what I say. You have to pick what you want. You say you want your hair to grow. You want it to look beautiful. Are you willing to put in the work?
Exactly. And funny enough, you mentioned, that I work out a lot. Now, that's another issue. So people that do like to work out a lot, it can be challenging for your hair.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of salt.
Oh, from your body.
From a sweat. So there's a lot of salt. And so what does salt do? It dries out. So then you have to counteract that with the moisture. And that's why, again, going back to what we said about products. Yes, products aren't magical, but they matter.
But they help. Because
if I don't use a product that can counteract the effect of my working out, then I'm going to have dry hair.
Counterproductive, yes.
Do you see what I mean? So again, your lifestyle, what do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Match. Yes.
It needs to match your routine. They know when I come here, you can't give me a style that my hair will be falling back.
Because you can't.
I can't work out with that hair. It's now distracting to my progress in the gym.
Yeah.
Or you want to give me a style, sometimes I say, Auntie, let's do an updo that, they just maybe pack my hair and they don't weave it. I said, no.
It's not going to work.
That will not work because the whole hair will be dry. So
it has to suit your lifestyle.
It must suit your lifestyle, and you must be vocal. Don't just, no matter how great a salon is, and you have a great salon.
This is true.
Don't just sit down in the plop in chair and they say, okay, this, and I say, okay. You have you don't do any research yourself. You don't understand your own hair. I remember when I first started doing hot oil treatments here, and I told them that the style, how we're going to do it is, I'll wash my hair first. I would do the hot oil, then I would do a moisture treatment. That didn't used to be the process.
No.
That is not the process many people do. But they said, okay, they were happy to take my advice because they know that I understand my hair and they trust what I'm saying. And so now if someone else comes and says they do it that way, they won't be surprised.
Yes.
So it's a learning process for both of us.
For all of us.
If the client also is not interested in doing a little bit of back work, then you're just going to be relying on an external third party who doesn't understand your hair 100%. No one can understand your hair more than you.
They're not with you all the hours of the day. They don't even know your lifestyle.
Exactly. So even this whole thing, like someone said, how do I keep my styles in? That's another thing, because we're sitting down here and this hair has been in for 2 weeks, right? And it still looks relatively good. I say, with your workouts, this, that, how do you keep yourself? I said, do you know where my scarf goes? It's always in my bag.
And your mom said that actually, that everywhere you go to.
If I go on a long haul flight now, like I'm traveling abroad, I wear my scarf on.
Wow.
If I go to the spa, I will wear my scarf.
Wow.
If I go to get waxed, I will wear my scarf.
That's raw discipline.
Exactly. Even my esthetician knows now when I go and do facial, I say, your scarf. Because you're lying down.
Yes.
And so your hair is grazing against a surface and it's brittle. It's making your hair break. So imagine if you do that like in a month. depending on your routine, all the things that you do where you go and lie down, whether, you know, some people like massages, facials, this and that, you are losing hair.
Even in the car, you know, some people go to the extent of putting satin.
I've seen that. People do that for babies as well. They put like a satin or a silk.
So that you know, a lot of parents come and say, why is it that my child... I'm like, the baby is always doing this on the bed. You're always leaving. So even when I advise moms, it's good for the neck, it's also good for the hair.
Right.
Give your baby tummy time.
Yeah.
Tummy times are perfect. Perfect for mobilization, perfect for cognitive development, and perfect for the hair.
Great.
Keep them on their tummy. I know most of them hate it, but they learn to love it when you do it more often. You know, but keeping them on their back all the time, that's what actually leads to, you know, the absence of hair at the back, that they always look like old people.
Have that cradle cap there.
So it's been very insightful talking to you.
I've enjoyed it.
It's extremely insightful. But on a last note, what should you advise
tough one,
someone who has a busy schedule, very active? What should be your typical routine, hair routine?
You're putting me on the spot now.
Please. I have to.
Okay. So I will say that wash and deep conditioning are non-negotiable. You can't have a busy schedule. And when I say busy, I mean that you work out, you're active, and you don't clarify your hair and you don't deep condition. Then you must moisturize and then seal. I think these 4 are the basic. Whatever styles you do, try and do styles that you're not keeping it in for weeks on end. I do my hair every 2 weeks. You might not be able to do that. Do it maybe every 3 weeks. A month for me is a lot,
long time,
because I will actually have build up and my scalp will be itchy. So try very hard not to do that. So I think that's the basic.
That's the basic.
It's where I started, really.
Yeah.
I said those are the 4 things. And for me, that's been the holy grail even since 2011.
Wow.
When I started, you know, people think natural hair, everybody change new things. Actually, it has been the basics. From the get-go. Even before I knew about protein treatments, those 4 have been the constant in my life. I don't deviate from those. No matter how bad it is, even if I say, okay, I'm really lazy this period.
Yes.
I'll just stick to
the
those
basics.
4. At least the hair will be at equilibrium. It won't be growing very high.
Standard level.
It won't be growing very much.
But it won't break.
It won't break. We'll stick to that until we can get back into a more complex routine. I'll find a salon that works.
It will help take the load off.
So at least, you know, you can sit down somewhere every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, and say, please, carry on.
Just take care of me.
I'm done. you know how it is when I travel.
Do you have to actually...
I have during the week, I have a conditioner that I can spray. So I use sprays too, because I don't want to disrupt the style. So I spray. So you just spray. I spray a lot. Yeah. So if I feel like, and I can tell if the hair is getting dry. It's so weird. I don't know. Intuitively, you just know, it's feeling
2011 is a long
It's feeling a little bit dry. So I spray, then I'll spray more. So I will spray that one, spray. If it's getting really bad, I will I will dismantle the style. I rather the style suffer than for my hair to suffer. So if it's getting really bad, especially sometimes when it's really, really hot, like a week where we've suffered like a heat wave, just dismantle the style, properly condition it, use a leave-in, use an oil to seal, and then I leave. And then I'm saying a lot, but I think this is very key.
No, please.
When we all started this natural hair journey, everybody thought shea butter was the way forward.
Let's not get started on shea butter talk.
Because, you know, we talked a little bit about products.
Yes.
Now, shea butter is a fantastic product. And there are many ways shea butter can be used. Many formulations of product actually have shea butter in it. Now, my problem is that most people's hair can't actually withstand the weight of shea butter. So if you use it purely on your hair like that, you say you're using it to seal. A lot of people, their hair cannot actually withstand it. So that's the thing again about knowing your hair. It's not that it's a bad product. It's a good product.
Does your hair
but your hair may not like it. So I've not used shea butter on my hair for years.
Wow.
People don't realize that. I've not used it's on my body, yes, but I've not used it on my hair for years because
of the weight.
I realized that it's weighing my hair down and it's giving me build up.
Yes. Yes.
I don't even oil my scalp because it's build up for me. But I go to some other salons and I say, oh, do you want oil? And I tell them no.
No.
And they leave it at that because I know what I want and I stick to what works for me. Other people, they say the oil on the scalp works for them.
Yes.
So this thing is not rocket science.
It's not
and
a one-size-fits-all.
and it's not a one-size-fits-all. You just have to know yourself. You try something and you get a negative reaction, stop it. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result when it's not working for you. So these are some of the challenges we have. You want to follow someone's routine, hook, line, and sinker. No variation, no modification, nothing. So these are some of the issues. I needed to bring up the issue of shea butter because I know there are still people that are using it religiously. In fact, some people use it as both leave-in and sealant.
Yes. When you ask them, oh Lord, what do you do to your hair?
Say you use shea butter.
I spray with water and I put
water is not a moisturizer.
Water is not a moisturizer.
We're shaking a lot of tables today.
Making it.
Yeah.
It's not a conditioning agent.
It's not.
So it can put in moisture,
but it will be dry very quickly.
It will dry out. I mean, especially with hair that is high porosity or mid porosity. Once you put, like my hair, I bet you, just spray, give it 5 minutes.
It's dry.
It is raw dry.
And that's another thing we don't take into account. Even as I said, I use a spray to moisturize in the middle of the week. It doesn't work for everybody. And my spray bottle, like the particular leave-in I have that's a spray, isn't just water.
It's not just water.
It has other things in it, so it can work for me.
Yes.
But I can't just take a spray bottle. You know, there was a time we were into water and oils. I don't even know how we
combine everything.
I don't even know how we got there. It was a bad time.
Well, it was a very bad time. Dark period.
Dark period in our history. And then just spray.
Yes.
What are you doing? There's no moisturizing effect there. So, those are things. I mean, we could go on and on and on. But I think let's just hone it back to the
basics.
Clarify. Deep condition, moisture, seal.
Period.
That is it. Now we can all walk around and decide what
kind of protective style you want to
not
put
even
into.
that, what sort of products you
want to use for all of this for.
Because when I say clarify, we all know that we have those people that don't like silicone.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But then if you use certain products, you need something that will strip the hair. Like if you use a silicone-based product, you need something that will actually strip the hair of that silicone. Right? Some people will use a particular shampoo, for instance, that is very mild. Almost like a co-wash.
Yes.
But you can't use that all the time. Sometimes you need to clarify the scalp.
Exactly. You have to really strip it of all of that build-up.
Some people need to do clay mask because their own is really bad. They really need to strip the hair of the build-up.
Yes.
So, but I've never done a clay mask actually. You see? Well, people don't know that.
Are you joking?
I don't need that level of stripping away.
Because you're consistent with it.
So, again, I mean, come to a salon that understands what they're about. Try and get some advice. Do some research yourself. And then I'm sure you'll have great, glorious hair.
I hope this one is, I would say, I hope you've been blessed. Because this has been like, it's almost like a lecture session.
Right.
Or like a therapy session.
Over 10 years.
And it's remarkable how much knowledge you can soak up from just learning by yourself. Learning practically, learning through the books, you go through researches, you find out what really works. And it all boils down to that. Find out what works for you. Stick to it. Be disciplined about it. Be disciplined about it. Discipline is a very difficult thing to come around to. But I learned, especially from last year into this year, to just take some things very seriously and know that there is no alternative. Nobody is coming to do this for you. I have to do it for myself. So now I don't let a week pass by without exercising at least 4 times.
I'm so proud of you.
There was a time I used to wear.
I'm so proud.
Do you remember the season of my life where I would wear exercising clothes to
and not exercise?
And not exercise. I was building up.
And everybody like, madam, you are really doing a lot. I'm like, doing what?
Not doing anything. But when I decided, Yellow Sissy, I had a talk with her. She's one of my mentors. Just life mentoring, you know. And then watching you and talking to you. There was a time I was talking to you about running and stuff. Watching women like this, it shouldn't incite envy. Right. It should encourage you to become a better version of yourself, because you see how much they are accomplishing. You would not be them. The goal is not to be Emo. The goal is not to be Jasmine. The goal is to be the best version of you. You're created unique, created beautiful, and you owe it to yourself and to your maker to make the best out of your life, out of your hair, out of your career, out of your health. It is all in your hands. Prayer does a part. People coming around you and helping you do their part, but most of it is in your hands. Most of it is in your hands. And I think this session for me is just a wake-up call to not sit down and sob, not sit down and pity yourself and say, oh, my hair can't grow, or I can't be a better person, I'm done, you know, let me just be braiding until all the hair comes off. It's to stand up and say, I can do this. It is possible. If Emo could do it, then I can also do it, because she doesn't have two heads, according to our fathers. So thank you so much for being such a wonderful inspiration to us.
I'm so happy that we made this happen.
I think we have to bring you here again because you did it so well.
So much done. Maybe next time we'll have a round table, 3 of us.
Yes, there has to be more people that will come in and just share ideas and pour out yourselves to our viewers and to other people who would benefit from this session. Thank you so much, Emma.
Thank you so much for having me, Jasmine.
I love you. I'm so glad that I was doubting bringing her, because I know of how busy she is. But when she was willing and ready to come, I took advantage of the opportunity, and there is zero regrets. Thank you so much for coming on this channel again. Thank you for following us. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Please share with your friends. Please bring our followers up.
Yes,
we want
bring our followers up.
You know, thank you so much, and God bless you. Go out there and be disciplined. Fulfill your desires. Meet your goals. Break boundaries. And do great things for yourself, for your family, and for the world. God bless you. Bye for now. Bye.